Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
Hello and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is the Sim500 TranService Truck Series coming to you live from Thunder Valley's Bristol Motor Speedway. 160 laps, 80 miles around this half-mile Coliseum. It's the last great Coliseum, and joining me up in the broadcast booth, it's the one and only Mike Campiggio.
AJ, how we doing tonight? Excited to be here at Bristol, Tennessee for some short track action on the concrete high banks. Let's have a good one tonight.
Yeah, I think we are going to have a good one. A little bit of a change. We were supposed to go to Kevin Harvick's current Speedway. That place is now underwater, demolished, whatever you want to call it. They just took that racetrack, threw it in the Pacific Ocean.
Can I say they pushed it somewhere else?
Yeah, they pushed it right here to Bristol, Tennessee with the Bristol Motor Speedway. Thank you to the racetrack for having us. We are also streaming first onto the Sim500 Facebook page. We do have it shared back to the All-Star 15 TV page. Go like both of them. We're also on the All-Star 15 TV YouTube page as well. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. Everything helps out all parties, basically. But Mike, we just have about 2 minutes before we get into qualifying. Why don't you give us a little bit of a rundown of Bristol Motor Speedway past?
Well, AJ, let's get it going. Let's go back to last year, 2023. On the pole was Brian Macklin. Brian, unfortunately, though, finished 23rd in that race, and the winner was Scott Simley. But Scott only led one lap, which would have been the most important lap, the final lap, and he started 8th in that race. Most laps led was EJ O'Rourke with 64 laps led in that race. 7 leaders for 10 lead changes, and the big one, 16 caution flags for 78 laps total in that race. Let's go back to 2022. Justin Fuller was on the pole, and he finished 2nd in that race. The winner was Pedro Mujica, who led 29 laps and started in 10th. The most laps led was Justin Fuller with 78 laps led total. 5 leaders for 5 lead change in that race, and 7 cautions for 34 laps. And let's finally go back to the 2020 race. Yes, we skipped a year. The pole was run by Ryan Howard, who finished 6th. Winner was Trey Eitzen, who led 124 laps and started in 4th. And with Trey winning the race, he also led the most laps at that 124 amount. They had 5 leaders for 7 lead changes, 6 cautions for 28 laps in that race, AJ. Well, it looks like AJ is not back, so I will take over the qualifying.
No, I was back. I just happened to hit the M on my keyboard.
It's an easy mistake. It's all good.
Don't remember hitting M on my keyboard before, but since we have just a couple seconds before qualifying starts, I want to thank our sponsors, the Nerds Who Nerd Things podcast, on their Facebook and YouTube page tomorrow. They're talking about Catching Fire, the second Hunger Games movie. Falcon Grafix, $5 off your first vehicle wrap with Falcon Grafix when you use code AllStar15TV. Go check out Mick Olofson's Facebook page. It's down in the description. The Wrestling with Nerds podcast. We got a lot of podcasts on here, people. Trust me. It's all good. Wrestling with Nerds, anything wrestling, AEW, WWE, TNA, New Japan. If you're into it, they talk about it. And the Off in Turn 1 podcast, Joe Hutchings and Gary Wells do a fantastic job breaking down all current events in motorsports today. Well, qualifying has started, pal. You ready?
Yes. So we're going to see, AJ, I think a lot of these guys run the bottom here for qualifying. You may see a couple guys run the high line in 3 and 4 as they get up to speed here. But a majority of them will probably run the bottom. But, you know, you could even run the middle of the top here, too.
We're looking at Eric Arnold right now.
And Eric is running the bottom. And then I have Bobby Wetzel. Bobby Wetzel's running the top. So,
makes me wonder if some people are going to use it like a super speedway on a qualifying run. As
they very well could be. Yeah, great lap right there for Donaldson to kick off qualifying.
15 flat.
Well, and these laps, AJ, are going to go by like that, like a click of a finger. That's you're hustling around here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Big boss man. Last lap on his qualifying run out of turn 4. Joey Gattina goes
8th quick.
8th quick. He ran the same exact lap time 2 times in a row. Sean Macklin in the 18 right there on your screen. This is to finish his qualifying attempt. Try to get as many people as possible.
And as you're showing that, Justin Fuller and Tommy Ryan went 1-2.
And does Macklin improve? He does. He's going to go P4. Ron Holyfield is going to stay right there in 13th while he did improve.
And Brian Wertman's on his 2nd lap right now.
We're currently looking at Scott Simley. Wertman
Ooh,
right
Brian
there.
Macklin. Brian Macklin spun out on his 2nd lap of qualifying in that 30 truck.
Well, that's going to net him a back of the pack qualifying. Chad Coleman. Kevin Brown goes P4.
Chad Coleman he's been having a good streak right here in the last couple of races in that 38 truck.
Coleman goes 11.
See, Jeff Ryan is in 6th. He popped up in there.
Yep. Right now, Randy Yoakum finishing his qualifying as he crosses the line. Does he improve from 20th? He goes to 18th. Byron Daly in the 11th through 3 and 4. Karlovich goes P4. Daly does not improve, and that 60's just going to call it there. EJ O'Rourke, P2. First lap, and he's going to loop it out of 2.
Oh, that's the back of the pack start right there.
No, EJ O'Rourke qualified 2nd.
Oh, he did. Yeah, you were right. I was looking at somebody else for some reason.
You're good. Tyler Dalton running that high lane to get that momentum up. First lap in the books. Doesn't yield a time.
I wonder if he scraped the wall or something on that first lap.
Let's see what the second lap does. And survey says P10. Richard Beasley in the number 10 tied. The tide ride.
Oh, Joe
Finishes
Hudson just spun out on lap 1.
I think that as he was crossing the line, so that's not good for him. Jose Gonzalez. First lap. Does not yield the time.
Looked like Jose went 25th that second lap.
Well, I think because there's so many drivers, they're starting on both sides of the pit road. So one can be past pit road and while the other one's not.
That is true.
And that'll put him P15. Looks like everybody but 4 drivers have put down a lap time. Doug Sickman, Joe Hutchins, who tried but didn't get one. Jared Livingston, who did not. And Brian Macklin, who spun crossing the line.
Well, while we have a few minutes here, AJ, do you want to hit on the big keys of the race that we were going to talk about?
Yes, sir. 3 big keys of this race, and this comes from Gary Wells, who used to be in the booth all last season. I asked him about Bristol earlier. You have to protect the truck. Attrition is going to be a big thing tonight. You need to make sure you're there at the end. The second one is tire management, especially that right front. Really got to be careful. You only have 2 sets in the pits to take you all 160 laps. And then track position. It's a short track, so this should be very much a no-brainer. You need to be up front. You need to stay up front. And if we get a timely caution, you got to think about possibly taking those 2 tires. Mike, is there anything you would like to add to that?
Well, I would say, especially that key that you brought on about the right front. The right fronts and especially the right sides in general like to wear here at Bristol a lot. So that's something we really need to keep an eye out. And then the attrition rate. Like we saw last year, they had 16 yellows in that race, I believe.
Yes, for 70.
So attrition is going to play a big role in it. And if whoever keeps the truck clean enough, because, I mean, aero can play a little bit of a factor here, but not too much. This is a short track. but whoever keeps the truck clean will be the winner.
All right, Mike. Well, the warm-up is over. The hot laps are done. Let's get to the starting lineup for race number 9 of the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. Starting on your front row and with the pole, the driver, the number 51, Justin Fuller. Outside pole, you have EJ O'Rourke. In row number 2, you have Tommy Ryan and Wesley Donaldson. In row number 3, Jason Karlovich and Mike Montesi. Row number 4, Kevin Brown and Sean Macklin. And rounding out that top 10 in row number 5, Jeff Ryan and Tyler Dalton. Mike, take us all the way to 20.
All right, in 11th, we got Nelson Rivera. In 12th, we have Eric Arnold. In 13th is Nick Silver. In 14th is Bobby Wetzel. In 15th is Jose Gonzalez. In 16th is Byron Daly. In 17th is Chad Coleman. In 18th is Shannon Wood. In 19th is Kevin Stone. And rounding out the top 20 is the boss man, Joey Katina.
All right, brother. Well, who's you got for a pick tonight?
Well, as I just mentioned his name, Joey Katina, the boss man, starting in 20th. I think he's going to have a good night and hopefully win the race. What about you, AJ?
Well, I'm currently looking for mine in that running order. But I got Nelson Rivera, and he's starting P11. We're going to get 2 laps to green to go. Got to thank our title sponsor, TranService Logistics Incorporated. Thank you for sponsoring the Sim500 TranService Truck Series and allowing all these drivers to race their desks in a virtual, I don't know, truck, I guess.
Yeah, virtual truck.
I'm excited. I can't wait for this. This is going to be fun. And I know we got the 1 to go there. Look at the parity in this top 10 when it comes to car manufacturers. 2 Toyotas on that front row, then 3 Chevys, another Toyota, 2 Fords. Your first Toyota is Sean Macklin in P7, and then Chevys to round out that top 10.
And the pace car is going to peel off here for
Ding,
pit
ding,
road,
ding,
AJ.
ding. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway at Bristol Motor Speedway.
We'll see who gets the early advantage here for the lead side by side. And it looks like Justin Fuller is going to get the early advantage for the lead.
It's a lot of units, and of course, going to that top side, it's EJ O'Rourke looking for that run.
Oh, we got trouble, AJ. Bobby Wetzel's around. Byron Daly's in it. And who is Jose Gonzalez, I believe, is in the inside wall, too, AJ.
Well, we
Lap
made it.
1.
Still cold tires.
Very much so. Cold tires. Bobby, you didn't even see Bobby up there. Bobby's in the white part of the track too, where there's not much rubber. He's right where that rubber line goes off, and nowhere to go for Byron Daly.
Wetzel. Jose Gonzalez takes a evasive maneuver and smacks that inside wall. He's got a lot of damage on that front. Oh, that's a big hit.
That is Bristol, AJ. I mean, off of turn 4, it's easy to, especially in cold tires, to lose the truck.
We're on
And
board
as soon
with
as
Jose. Oh,
and
the steering's
huge hit.
immediately off.
Yeah, and as soon as something happens like that, it's right in your lap, AJ. I mean, you have like 0 warning. I mean, you have warning, but it's like it's just tough. It is very tough.
No, I know exactly what you mean. The only time I run these short tracks is in a modified.
And you do pretty well in the modified there, AJ.
I actually got to pat myself on the back with that. I very much enjoy I like the SKs better, a little less power, and it gives everybody a little more even playing field. But even the tour mods are a lot of fun to drive.
And I think something that we got to mention too, AJ, is the wheel spin on these restarts too, because there's a guy, especially on the inside line, it's easy to wheel spin on the restart here at Bristol. We've seen it a lot in real life, and it does happen on iRacing too.
It does 100%. We saw a wreck at Dover, I think last year, where we got to a restart and literally everybody but 5 or 6 trucks just spun their tires, and it was a parking lot crossing that start-finish line.
Oh, yes. Did you ever get your answered with those unit guys? If EJ and Justin know somebody at units?
I have not, and I'm very curious because one of the leagues I broadcasted, their owner is a supervisor at units up in Massachusetts, and you know, I was just curious, trying to put 2 and 2 together.
Gotta do some investigating journalism there, AJ.
Yeah, I ain't no Sherlock Holmes though. Be very quiet. Me doing some journalism.
Wow, that caution went by pretty quickly, and I think we're getting ready to restart here once again.
Look how everybody migrates to that high side. Just to get going, and there goes the 41.
EJ got a really good start.
I thought the leader was the 51.
Yeah, I don't think Justin Fuller got a really good start. I don't know if he spun his tires. I'd be very interested to see how iRacing is going to score that.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to find out as the 51 gets loose on a 4 there.
Oh, here we go. Tyler Dalton's around. Eric Arnold. They're staying green on the bottom. Where? Tyler Dalton just got really loose in the middle, turn 1 and 2, and
Hollyfield.
Oh,
and he's gonna get hit by Brian Wortman.
it looks like Paul Jr. was around 2 behind this too, AJ. Oh, and are we still green or yellow? I was gonna say. Had the leaders coming at full speed there, and I was like, whoa, hang on there.
Oh. Yeah, we're yellow because, as you can see, the 45 is backwards as well.
No, right here is where they were coming, and I was like, whoa, hello. You know?
What do you mean they're wrecking in front of me? I don't see them.
And Paul Jr., yeah, just made contact there. Livingston got a piece of that. Oh, wow, Doug Sigmund. I don't know how Doug Sigmund did not get a little piece of that.
On board with EJs. They're going to come up to these guys real quick. Woo!
That's what got my attention. I was like, oh, hang on now.
All right, everybody. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we're going to have the restart from Bristol Motor Speedway. You're watching All-Star 15 TV.
From Mortar to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
We are back, everybody. Mike, before we went to break, you had something to say about that caution that just came out.
Yeah.
You were watching it well further on than I was. What happened?
So what I saw to begin with, I thought Tyler Dalton get really loose in 1 and 2, and that kind of stacked everybody up because Eric Arnold got a piece of that too. And when they came back from the apron back onto the track, that's where I think everybody behind those guys got into each other and spun in 3 and 4, and that's what eventually brought the yellow out.
We're still under a caution flag. Second of the night. It's going to be an interesting race, strategy-wise. If we get a couple more yellows, I know last season here at Bristol, we had a driver not pit at all because of the yellows. So I'm not saying I want that. I want to see some pitting, maybe green flag pitting, who knows? But it's going to be really interesting if we get maybe another yellow or two, if people are going to try to make it towards the end.
Well, if we can get to lap around 50 or 60 and get a yellow, and that'd be around 100 laps to go, then I could see somebody pitting for tires there and maybe going the rest of the way.
Lights are off on the iRacing pace car. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, hell, if you're on the Sim500 Facebook page or watching it from there, go find the All-Star 15 TV Facebook page and help us out too. We're trying to grow over there. We love this series. It's a lot of fun for at least myself. I know I'm not speaking for Mike, but I think Mike can throw it out there that he has a lot of fun on Wednesday nights.
Indeed. It's a great show. They put on a great show every single week, and
I love having
very
racing
entertaining.
midweek.
Oh,
Great
yes.
flag back in the air. That's a better restart by Justin Fuller as they enter turn one.
They're going to enter side by side there in turn one. Looks like Justin's going to get the run off the corner, and he will take the lead.
Very, very good hole shot out of turn two there.
Side by side back here between Kevin Brown, Jeff Ryan, and the boss man, Joey Gattina. Boss man looking to the inside. See Byron Daly still out there after being involved in that first yellow.
I don't think he had a lot of damage to that. Oh, Justin Fuller
Oh.
around.
Fuller's around, and Tommy Ryan is wrecking in 1 and 2 with Shannon Wood too there, AJ. We'll have to go back and see what happened there, because I had no idea that Fuller spun that thing.
Neither did I.
Boy, everything so
Back
happens
at
so
Jacob.
quickly around here.
All right. So they are close quarters racing on the backstretch. Let's see what happens here. Everything's so good. Oh, the 41 gets loosed and tail slaps the 51, and there's a lot of damage on that 51.
Oh, wow. Teammate on teammate crime right there. And there's where Tommy Ryan was wrecking up there.
It's up there about Shannon Wood, too.
Yeah, Shannon Wood was involved with Tommy there. So they're going into turn one. Tommy's a little bit up there in front of him. He's going to get punted right there. And Shannon's just going to slide in, and
Oh, he's not going to hit anything.
he's lucky that he did not hit anything. That was a good slide right there.
I think a lot had to do is he was braking because he saw the wreck in front of him and just locked it up. Here's Tommy Ryan. There's the good old punt from the 4 of Mike Montesi, Kevin Brown. Jeff Ryan gets a clip of it. And evasive maneuvers from everybody else.
And Mike Montesi gave him the 1-2 combo punch. Got some takers. He got some takers on pit road here. AJ, Tommy Ryan, Fuller, Eric Arnold's in here.
I can see why Fuller's in. There's Tommy Ryan. He's got a lot of rear end damage. Nelson Rivera, my pick. We got a lot of damage on the 31 as well of Eric Arnold.
Well, we talked about it as one of our keys to the race there, AJ. Attrition.
Yeah, you gotta protect the truck, and we've seen about 6 or 7 trucks already with a good amount of damage. But E.J. O'Rourke is currently sitting in that first position. Wesley Donaldson in second. Jason Karlovich in third. Sean Macklin in fourth. Rounding out that top 5, the number 4 of Mike Montesi. Sixth, you have Byron Daly, who's plus 10 positions. Kevin Brown sitting in 7th. In 8th place, you have Joey Gattina. He's plus 12. Jeff Ryan in 9th. And rounding out that top 10 is Chad Coleman, who's plus 7 positions. So for the most part, got some big movers up in this top 10, and not just by a little, by 5 or plus.
Yeah, you get a good truck and a good handling truck here at Bristol, and this track obviously offers you plenty of lines to choose from, the top, the middle, and even the bottom. So if you get a good handling truck and can make some moves early on, you're going to gain some spots.
Absolutely. And as we're gridding up, getting ready to go once again, I think a lot of it, we haven't had enough laps under green to really heat up these tires. It's just start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. and I don't know how that's affecting the tires. Mike, I'm going to ask you once we get a lap or two in, because you've ran these trucks significantly more than I have. But pace car is off, and we are green. Donaldson sleeping on the restart.
Yes, he was. Donaldson was sleeping on the restart right there, and Sean Macklin is trying to get that second position. He will get that.
Yeah, he'll get it nice and easy. I thought he was going to cut down a little too early and maybe go right across.
Oh, yeah, Wesley's
Wesley's
about,
in the wall.
Yeah, he got the wall, but he about lost it in 3 and 4. Yeah, and to go back on your point, AJ, I would say the tires are still going to be cold, but even with a few start-stop, start-stops, you're going to have a little bit of heat cycle in these tires, so it's going to be a little treacherous here for the first few laps here.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, and here we go. Bobby Wetzel's around again. Scott Simley's in it. Caution is out. That's the second one for Bobby tonight.
And it's exactly where he was last time. Up on the racetrack. And just loses it. You can see he's already loose there. So I'll back it up just a little bit further. Gonna enter. Already loose, trying to save it, and not enough warning for the 12.
Yeah, just a tough start for Bobby. And Scott Simley just
happened with Scott Simley. Did he just pull over and jump the pit?
I think he blew his engine or something. Well, let's keep an eye on him here just in case. But I think he blew his engine, or he came all the way to pit road. So he looks like he made it. Oh.
I don't know if he might have just said he's done for the night.
Yeah, he's done. I think he just left the server.
I know it can be frustrating, especially with these short tracks and having just about 30 trucks on track at the same time. I know it's difficult. It's very difficult, and with the competition level in the Sim 500, just league in general, I could see how frustrating it can be, especially since we're on lap 27, and I don't think we've put 5 laps together.
No, Bristol in itself, AJ, too, it's a tough track. I mean, you're really hustling a truck around here. You got to be on your game 24/7, and you're gonna feel an arm workout at the end of this thing too, especially with the G-forces that you're experiencing in these trucks.
High intensity racetrack.
Yes.
And it's also a hot one out there. 78 degrees in the stands, so everybody here feeling nice. But on the racetrack, it's 115. That's slick. That's really slick, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon. I don't think that's actually changing, so I think it's just going to stay 3:30 the whole time.
Oh, we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, it doesn't look like the clock's running for me there, AJ.
No, so it's going to be hot and slick all day long. But it looks like Justin Fuller's back on pit road. He's a couple laps down, probably trying to fix whatever damage he has left. And there he goes.
And it looks like we are going to get the one to go here this time around. Your front row is going to be EJ O'Rourke and Sean Macklin this time.
EJ O'Rourke starting on that inside, electing to start on that inside. I wonder how long it's going to take for him to move up to the outside.
I'll give it 2 corners.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Another guy to highlight here in the top 10 is Nick Silver in that, is that 45 truck? 46 truck? Yeah, 46 truck. He's been very quiet, very methodical, and he's been keeping that truck pretty clean.
No sponsors on that truck either. For anybody looking to put their business on a truck, get up with them as we're green again. Great launch by the 41. Byron Daly with also a really good launch. It took a corner.
It did take a corner. I would have lost the over-under on that.
Oh, and they're about to catch somebody. I think that's the 45 on Paul Jr. which it is.
We'll see what Paul's going to do here.
To keep it on the high side, but that's going to have issues with everybody else that are side by side.
Yeah, you're going to be 3 wide here. Oh, and Mike Montesi's loose, and he saved it. What a move by Montesi.
Still falling back.
Whew, he lucky he didn't hit the inside wall right there. Good save right there.
As people are trying to get by Paul Jr. here, working it 3 wide, nice and safe. The 45's in the wall.
Oh, that was close.
Very.
Kevin Brown might need Cold Brown on that.
But currently watching everybody trying to get around Paul Jr. here.
Oh, the caution's out. I don't know what it's for.
And Gerald Livingston.
Oh.
Ooh, they were well down the racetrack as well.
Oh, let's see what happened here.
Coming out of turn 2. Gerald's got a neck code.
Oh,
Holy
net
cow.
code and a half, and there's Mike Montesi who just lost it off the corner. Just in the middle of that.
There's a lot of net code there.
Oh yeah, that is a lot of net code.
Wow. And then Mike Montesi were nowhere to go. That sucks. Like, I know it happens. It's a sim. Everybody is honestly trying their best with the sim, but it's 2024. Netcode really shouldn't be a big thing. It really shouldn't. And I get everybody's network is different and trying to compensate for that. But fuck. Language.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you just did that on TV, man.
I'm sorry, everybody. My apologies. For me, it's aggravating. And Mike, you've dealt with it a lot of netcode.
Yes.
And
yes.
even my little bit of racing I've done, when it's just being a back marker or a, what's the word I'm looking for? What I do with you guys, a moving chicane.
Movie chicane, yes.
It just stinks because there's no way to fix it. You could put everybody on an Ethernet cord and it's still going to be a thing. And Gerald Livingston, Jose Gonzalez did nothing wrong there at all. And both of them have torn up race cars because of it.
That they do. Oh. Well,
Again, I apologize for the language there.
You know somebody's going to clip that later.
I know, and I hope sponsors aren't watching and getting upset with that.
We apologize.
I very much apologize. I am turning bright red because of it right now. Because that hasn't happened in years.
It's okay, AJ. We get it. We get it. We get you. You got your passion going. We get it. It's all good.
Well, I know the kind of racing they can put on. I do. And when stuff like that gets in the way, it stinks.
It does. I know what you mean. It does. It's just something that iRacing is going to need to get a handle on. I mean, the server's been around for years now, and I get like you said about everybody's internet connection, but I mean, iRacing can at least do a little something with their software on their end too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. With how many people are on the sim paying for a subscription, it's great. It's great that they keep adding new vehicles and new tracks. It just stinks that we're still kind of back in the 2008 area when it comes to netcode and everything. But, well, that rant is over.
Let's go back to green, AJ. Let's get some laps under our belts here.
Let's do it, buddy. Let's do it. I think the pace car is going to go duck for cover.
Yeah, same front row this time as we had last time. EJ O'Rourke, and Sean Macklin on the front row.
Great flags back in the air. 41 with a great launch. Same thing with the 06 of Daly. That's going to move the 41 to that high side. Daly with a great turn 2 exit. It's going to be even into 3 with Sean Macklin.
And Byron Daly looking to battle Macklin there for second.
Yeah, I feel like this battle is going to go on for a good couple laps here. Because that outside's very strong, but the minute you cut to that inside, you're taking the shortest way around the racetrack. But I think that's a very smart move. True, as I say that, EJ O'Rourke, I thought, was about to lose it there, doing the elevator.
Chad Coleman in front of Jeff Ryan and Nick Silver back here in a tight little battle. And Tyler Dalton is slowly starting to make his way back toward the top 10 after he had a little spin out there in the first 15 laps of this race. And Justin Fuller's got a fast truck. I know he's a few laps down, but he's making some time up here in the back.
As we know, Justin Fuller will. He loves short tracks. He's gone on to say how much he enjoys racing short tracks. And just from that green, he's gained 8 positions. His yellow flag's back out. Gerald Livingston is around.
Let's see what happened to Gerald here.
He's all by himself.
Going into turn 2 and just losing it. Yep.
Keep it off the wall, Gerald.
Oh,
yeah,
nice
good job,
Gerald. Good job. Keeping it off the wall.
But he did jump to pit road, though. Way to keep it off the wall. So yeah, as you kind of mentioned about Justin Fuller moving his way up, he started that last run P20 already up to 14th when he was fighting for 13th before that yellow came out.
Is he going to be the first one to lap down too there, AJ? I believe.
Ooh, Fuller?
Oh, he's still on the lead lap.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was a lap down for some reason.
First truck a lap down is actually Paul Jr., who's getting his lap back. So that would be then Jose Gonzalez.
Oh, we got some takers on pit road now. We got Randy Yoakum, Donaldson here on pit road. There's a few other trucks there as well. And we're about inside the window to make it to the end of the race too, I believe. If I look back at the fuel window, which was 120 to 130 laps. So yeah, we're in the fuel window to make it all the way. We want to thank everybody again for spending their Wednesday evening with myself and AJ here at Bristol, watching the TranService Truck Series Sim500 in action. Thank you for taking your time to join us here. We got 12 viewers right now. There, AJ, which is good.
Yeah, no kidding. 12 split between Facebook and YouTube and many other groups on that Facebook side. But EJ O'Rourke currently your race leader. Sean Macklin in second. That's going to be your front row when we go green in just about 2 laps. But so far, the attrition has been a lot of fun to watch. It just looks like with how hot this track is, and now that we actually have a good heat cycle in the tires, I don't know, these trucks are really loose coming out of these turns to the point where it's very scary to watch, and I can't imagine how it is to drive it.
Oh, it's gonna be loose. I can tell you that much right now. It's gonna be loose and handful, all at the same time. And speaking of a little update, you and my pick are side by side on this restart here, coming up here.
And how far back do you gotta go? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Seventh row.
Yes, sir. Still with 2 clean-looking trucks, so that's a good thing. Because I hope I don't just jinx them.
Yeah, no kidding.
I hope not. As we are getting ready to go, the pace car will be off right here.
out of all these camera settings I have for all these tracks, it seems like this and Martinsville are the only one that don't have like a green flag camera. Oh, well, you'd use that one. There it is. Green flag's back in the air. O'Rourke staying on that inside lane. Moves up, coming out of 2. That's going to open up the door for Sean Macklin in the 3. They're side by side through 3 and 4. Advantage O'Rourke coming back to the line. Oh, something happened with Sean Macklin. He lost a lot of ground. I don't know if he overcooked it into 1, but he went straight to the wall.
Could have been easily very well done. The boss man, Joey Katina, making up a position on Richard Beasley. Justin Fuller gaining a couple of positions since his last restart.
He's already back up to 9th. He's one of the only drivers that has been able to rip that inside effectively.
Oh, Eric Arnold's going around. He is saved it. Nice move, Eric. He saved it. Still green.
Come back up on the racetrack right in front of Bobby Wetzel. Bobby Wetzel's got to move to that outside as everybody's still trying to get around Eric Arnold.
Tommy Ryan making some position. Ooh, 3 wide. Yes, indeed.
Fuller put it 3 wide and made it work. Passed them both.
That was very impressive. Shannon Wood had a little bit of a moment back there. Donaldson's going to the inside. Tyler Dalton's trying to follow Donaldson through.
And these drivers back here are the ones that just pit on lap 49. Tommy Ryan right in front of them is leading the charge from the 49ers. And then you have Kevin Stone who pit on 36, Nelson Rivera on 21, Joey Katina on 37, and Justin Fuller on 28. Everybody else has yet to pit.
We're going to see how these tires are going to fare as we get into a little bit longer green flag run here. We have 100 laps to go. It looks like right now, AJ, so far through the first half of this race, or the first 60 laps of this race, it seems like the top and the bottom are both very equally good to go and good to race on.
I think it has to do with who's driving in what lane. Because as we saw Justin Fuller, he's able to rip that bottom very, very well. But then obviously EJ at the top, who's dropped back to that 3rd position and is falling back just a little bit from Sean Macklin and Byron Daly. I think it really determines who is in what lane to see if it's going to work or not.
I'm telling you right now, these guys are using every inch of that wall in 1 and 2, especially in the middle of the corner.
Brings me back to my NASCAR heat days. Just smack the wall really fast.
Hey, you make sure you have the damage off, right?
Yes.
We got
make your rotor red so it'll fix on it when you pit.
Yeah, exactly. We got a big gaggle of trucks back here, AJ. Chad Coleman all the way back to the end of the line here. These guys are all tightly together.
Oh, what is it, Daytona for them? Side by side by side.
Ooh, Tyler Dalton.
An inch.
No, Tyler Dalton got really close to hitting Nelson Rivera in the door as Justin Fuller is in the inside wall. Oh, somebody else is spinning back there.
Randy Yoakum. Oh, he's still loose out of 4 and going into 1 with a big slide. Oh!
That was Joe Hudson. What happened to Fuller? Because Fuller's running in the top 10.
Let's see. We're going to have to back it up the hard way.
Oh. Oh, no. Is it EJ? Oh, he just lost it this time. Okay.
No, that's Justin Fuller. He just lost it. Still
no, I know. But you remember that first time that those two got really close to each other? EJ came down and hit him. That's why I got concerned there for a second. Chad Coleman had a little bit of a moment at 1 and 2. He lost a couple of positions there. We're really stacking up back here. Jeff Ryan. We're trying to go 3 wide back here. Oh, Doug Singman is sideways. He about got into the back of Justin Fuller there.
Hey, he's regrouping and right next to Bobby Wetzel.
We're starting to spread out just a little bit here.
And
These
that's
guys-
where it's going to be scary.
Yes.
'Cause I'll pull up the track map. And right on your screen, there's trucks all over the racetrack here.
And we're getting to that point, too, in the run for the first time tonight as the leader is going to start catching the tail end of this field, too. And that's going to be fun for our leaders. Oh, Shannon Wood's going 3 wide into 3. That old 2 truck is 3 wide on the bottom. And they're somehow making this work.
Oh, Kevin Stone right behind Shannon Wood, nowhere to go. And you can see that 17's fastest. Fuller is in the wall coming out of 2.
Brian Macklin to the inside of Kevin Brown. And Shannon Wood was sideways right there. And Shannon kept it off the inside wall. But Brian Macklin is starting to make his way up through the top 10. He's into 5th.
27th to 5th right now.
Tommy Ryan making a pass on Kevin Brown. Donaldson's coming with those fresh tires here. Karlovich is in this battle too. It seems like EJ there. AJ is falling back now.
Yeah, EJ, I think those restarts with how fast he was getting on those restarts probably hurt those Goodyear Eagles. And as Gary mentioned in those notes, you got to protect that right front. And right now, I probably burned him off, and he's got right side damage as well.
Oh, Kevin Brown sideways, 3 wide. Karlovich and Silver to the inside. They make it through. As we fall a little bit further back, Jeff Ryan, Donaldson, Beasley all tightly together here. This is a battle for 14th. Chad Coleman in the wall a little bit. These guys are under a blanket right here.
I can speak from experience running here. That wall comes out and bites you fast.
And we are halfway home tonight here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Half this race to go. Beasley to the inside of Jeff Ryan here. Montesi and Stone. Oh, wow, what a move by Montesi right there, AJ. He caught that a little bit too close for my liking.
Yeah, I saw that. They're stacking up again. This is insane back here. I don't know how long they can keep riding like this.
But it's nice to see that these guys are racing this hard and
Absolutely.
for multiple laps. Oh, Eric Arnold. Coleman got the wall and came down and hit Eric Arnold, and they both saved it.
Oh boy. Yeah, here comes Justin Fuller again.
And Justin's getting a front row seat for all this.
Is he sideways?
Oh, he's wrecking.
Yellow's out.
Nice 360, grab a gear and go. Yeah, nice 360,
That
grab a
was
gear
really
and go.
nice. And it sucks that he spun, but kept it out of everything and get some Goodyear Eagles and get going again.
Next time I spin in one of these trucks, I want to do what he just did. Do a 360, grab a gear and go.
I mean, knowing our luck, we're going to hit a wall. It's just, we're going to hit a wall. All right, everybody, you're watching All-Star 15 TV's broadcast of the TranService Truck Series for the Sim500. When we return, it'll be the restart. We're just past halfway. We'll see you when we get back.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back, everybody. Still under yellow, as we are 90 laps into this race. We had a little bit of action under yellow. Joe Hudson, who stayed out and will resume the lead here. As he stayed out under yellow, him and Randy Yoakum made contact off turn 2, and both of them went for a little bit of a spin. So that had some action under yellow, as they would say. But everybody from second on back came in and got 4 tires and fuel. And everybody should be good to go for the end of this race. As we are getting the 1 to go here. So your front row is going to be Joe Hudson and Brian Macklin. Row number 2 will be Tommy Ryan and Byron Daly. Row number 3 will be Sean Macklin and Wesley Donaldson. And then after that, it will be Joey Katina and Tyler Dalton. And then rounding out your top 10 will be Nick Silver and Jason Karlovich. As the pace car pulls off here, we'll be very interested to see how Joe Hudson's going to fare on these older tires here. And he got a really good start, and the green flag is back out, and we're back underway at Bristol.
A great launch, but here comes that outside lane. It looked like Byron Daly almost tried to put it 3 wide.
And they're going to go 3 wide right now for a little bit there, for a couple rows. And Joe's falling back.
Oh, he bumps Nick Silver. Came up the racetrack as Kevin Brown's in the wall.
Keeping it all straight right now. Talking with Paul Jr. about clearing a black flag as Kevin Stone and Jeff Ryan make a little bit of contact. We're trying to all get around Joe Hudson right now. EJ works.
He has dropped the parachute out.
I wonder, too, how much damage he got from getting wrecked under yellow. Everybody was able to get by him for the most part here. Back up toward the top front of the field. Karlovich was to the inside of Tyler Dalton, so Karlovich got another position there for 7th. Right behind the boss man, Joey Katina, Wesley Donaldson. As we got a battle for the lead, too. Byron Daly looking to the inside of Brian Macklin for the lead.
Byron Daly's been able to use that inside lane to his advantage. Hasn't been able to have the run off, but look how nice that 06 goes through the center.
That was very nice. Very nice pass right there in defense right there by Brian Macklin. Brian, I think Brian's our biggest mover tonight. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 27th to first, AJ. Biggest mover of the race.
No kidding.
And as we're getting close here to lap 100. We'll have 60 laps to go, and these next 60 laps are going to go by super quick. And these guys are going to be running out of patience, too. So normally what happens at the end of these races on the short tracks, you run out of patience with people.
Well, the thing is, I think the way we started this race, it felt like there were a lot of nerves on the racetrack. Everybody, you know, probably practiced for Kern Speedway. Then we launched that into the Pacific, and then moved the race to Bristol. I think it has something to do with that, the nerves of it being a very hot and slick concrete track right now. So there's a lot of factors, and it just took us a couple cautions to get in the groove, is how we've seen.
Yeah, these boys have been really putting down the laps here the last half of this race here, which has been nice to see.
This is a great battle, but we're going to drop back just a little bit further because Wesley Donaldson, Karlovich, Dalton, and Silver basically all under a blanket. Karlovich and Donaldson running that high line, but as you see, Dalton and Silver and Brown now, as Brown's a little sideways.
Yeah, Nelson Rivera is looking to the inside of him right there. It's a good battle right here between Rivera and Brown. Oh, I thought Brown was going to lose it there. Great save.
So did I. You know, we're not going that fast, but aero is still a thing when somebody gets to your inside or outside, as we almost saw Nelson lose it.
Richard Beasley and Chad Coleman are looking on here like, all right, boys, settle this out so we can follow whoever's going to get the lead here. Get the head position. As Kevin Brown, again, almost lost it. Oh, Beasley walked up the racetrack. We're going to be 3 wide off of 2. That was sketchy.
Yeah, Beasley still trying to save that truck. You could see his hands just sawing at the wheel.
Eric Arnold looking to the inside now of Beasley. Still up front. Brian Macklin still has about 0.3 of a second lead, so this is not missing much up front right now. I'm telling you, Kevin Brown has an evil handling truck. My goodness.
Yeah, it does not look anything like it did earlier. And everybody's on an even playing field right now. All pit on lap 88 as there's Brian Wortman staying to that inside.
And Mortman's going to get, as they're going to try to get around him, they're going to be 3 wide here for a moment. Justin Fuller looking on to see where he can make up some spots.
Gonzalez back on pit road.
Not the night Jose was going to be wanting. It's tough start and tough ending.
Look at how much that 93 is sawing at the wheel.
It'll be interesting, too, if this continues to go green, if how much traffic Brian Macklin gets into, and if Byron Daly can capitalize on the traffic and close back in. And Joe Hudson's really struggling now on those older tires. That 43 truck.
Yeah, he came down pit road on lap 27.
Everybody's really strung out right now. I mean, you got battles all over the place a little bit here and there.
Karlovich and Donaldson. Karlovich is catching Donaldson just about like a tenth a lap here. 2/10 that last lap.
They're going to have some lap trucks right here with Jose and Randy Yoakum. It's going to be a little tight little move here. 3 wide.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Yep.
Oh, Karlovic had to Oh, now we're really close, 3 wide here. And Karlovic. Oh, there's Kevin Brown. And like we were talking, AJ, he finally lost the handling on that thing. Caution is out.
I can't find. There he is. It's like I can't find him. Oh, he's already sideways when I picked him up. See if we get a better look here. Uh-oh. There it goes.
Wow, Richard Beasley did a really good job of not
You know
hitting him,
something?
and he did a... What?
It's like the Sim500 Truck Series, really good at not hitting things when they spin out.
I hope Kevin Brown can make some adjustments here on pit road, because that truck was... Whew.
And here comes everybody. 40
Well, if
laps
you got-
to go.
I was going to say, these guys are going to have, what, one more set left? Or is this their last set they're
This
putting
should
on
be
here?
their last set.
Perfect little 40-lap dash to the finish.
Like, I wouldn't even take fuel here. I would just take tires. Well, depends on how you want the car to feel, because the more weight might be able to help.
Yeah, depending on how ill handling your truck is right now.
All right, everybody. I think this is going to be our final time tonight. We're going to take a quick commercial break and say hi to the TranService Trucking Logistics.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
From Mortar to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
We are back, everybody. Half a lap away from going green. Just 36 laps to go. Here for race number 9 in the TranService Truck Series for the Sim500. There goes the pace car. Brian Macklin, Tommy Ryan, and we are green. Big stack up on that outside.
Oh, Karlovic missed the gear, and Nelson Rivera pile drived him in the back a little bit. And now they're 3 wide. Now they're 3 wide with Fuller. Oh, it's go time now, AJ.
Yeah, I can smell it too.
You smell what the Rock is cooking?
I will April 6th.
As that 3 wide battle hunkered down a little bit, now we're back to 2x2 here.
I don't know about hunkered down. They are still driving crazy. Like, you see Eric Arnold in the 31, and there were a couple times right there that I thought he was just going to duck it to the inside of Justin Fuller, and... Oh, his Fuller's going to get loose.
And Karlovic loose, sideways, and 1. That's going to stack up, and the caution's out. And what's the caution for?
Joe Hudson, it looks like.
Joe Hudson.
Oh, boy.
Take a look at Joe. Just like we've seen all night, just lost it off the corner and got the inside wall.
Doesn't look like there's a lot of damage on the front of that. No, not really. Not at all.
But I mean, that's what we've seen all night. These guys ill-handling trucks and loose off the corners. And that's common for Bristol. Because you want to get the power down as quick as you can, and you put the power down too quickly, and that's what happens, too. So we are, next restart here will be under 30 laps to go. Should we recap where our picks are at there, AJ?
Sure. Where's yours? Because I got to find mine.
Let's see. The boss man, Joey Gattino. I'm trying to look for him myself.
Wow. 5th place.
5th place. Yes, he is. He's running 5th.
Good for boss man. And then my pick, who was running very well, and I think this caution kind of hurt him here, because he was on the move, was 16th when we started, got up to 13th, and he's currently sitting in 13th. So hopefully he can keep making those moves like he was making before the yellow came out. What just happened to Justin Fuller and Shannon Wood? Nothing. I think that just because they're slowing up, that SDK thought they wrecked.
Well, this is going to be interesting now as we're getting a couple heat cycles here on these tires, and we're getting down to under 30 laps to go. It'd be very interesting to see who's going to have the best handling truck here as we get toward the end of this race, and who's possibly would have saved a little bit of tire here.
Oh, already 30 to go. That's wow. Well, I guess if you're chopping 15-second lap times off, gonna go by fast. And we had a really good 40-ish lap run earlier. I mean, I didn't look at what lap we were on. I was just calling what was on the racetrack, and I noticed we were over 100. I was like, when did that happen?
Right?
But thank you, everybody, for tuning in to All-Star 15 TV's broadcast of the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. All our sponsors are in the description. Hell, even tomorrow night, if you want to, there's a recording happening for a Friday show of Gary Wells and Joe Hutchings off in Turn 1 podcast. They're going to cover everything that just happened in the weeks of motorsports. Can't wait to listen to what they're going to say about IndyCar with their St. Petersburg race.
Well, I want to hear them on their thoughts on that short track package that the next gen cars had at Phoenix.
I didn't think it was very good, but that's just me. But I enjoy listening to it. You can catch that right on All-Star 15 TV. Pace car is off, and they're gone.
It's the Macklin brothers on the front row.
Gattina not with a good start. Donaldson gives him a hell of a shove to get him going. He's right back side by side with Justin Fuller.
Tommy Ryan looking in the inside of Tyler Dalton, and Joey Gattina was, he was sideways right there.
Yikes. Like he heard us calling his. Oh, he's going to clip
no! Oh, and this is going to be the big one, boys. There it is. Multiple trucks. Rivera's in it.
That looked like a Daytona wreck.
That's the Bristol big one right there.
Did Arnold Eclipse? I think so. Oh yeah, there he comes with the racetrack, and there's Netcode again.
Karlovich, O'Rourke. Oh, Kevin Brown slid right through there. Wetzel's in it. And as soon as Eric Arnold was sideways, and with the amount of trucks that were behind him, there was just nowhere to go for anybody.
Gonna jump on board with Bobby Wetzel here. He sees the wreck. He's gonna go low, and it's just two big hits.
He got some airtime right there.
I saw the 22 there, but who's his first car?
Kevin Stone's there.
No, it's Jeff
Karlovich?
Ryan.
Oh, is it Jeff Ryan? Yeah, it is Jeff Ryan.
Jeff Ryan with a big hit. Let's jump on board with him. There's... Oh! No room at all. You can hear him get out of the gas and everything, and it's not enough. Pit road, but laps down, Paul Jr., Bobby Wetzel, Brian Wortman, and Jose Gonzalez, all a lap down. Well, not bad having 24 drivers on the lead lap.
And most of them in pretty good condition, too, which is nice.
You shouldn't have said that.
I mean, for Bristol standards, we can say that, right?
Okay. You got one there. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, at least give me one tonight. Like, my goodness.
Dude, I'll give you a couple.
It's gonna be interesting to see here the Macklin guys here on the front row how they're gonna decide the win between the months of them, or if Byron Daly or Tyler Dalton can get a little more up there and in the battle.
Well, it's Tyler Dalton. We know how he runs. We know how Byron Daly runs. We also know who is very good at short track racing, and he's currently sitting in 6th. So that's going to be interesting and how that's going to pan out with Justin Fuller. I feel like Justin Fuller has been in every single position on the racetrack tonight.
I think you're about right.
There goes the pace car. And real fast, hopefully we can get it done. We are going to crank it up. And we are back. We tried to get it for you guys. But Randy Oakham and Doug Sigmund with a big issue. Let's see what happened here. Randy in the 8. Oh, Doug's gonna get into the wall, and then Kevin's the 3 of them.
Oh,
the 4 of them. Paul Jr. just annihilates him.
That's what we would call Arca brakes, but this is not the Arca series.
Same concept. Same brake package? Probably not. Oh, he's out of it. He's just...
It's just Bristol. It comes up on you too quick.
Just
covering a football field a second.
The engine just dies. That engine does not sound good.
Oh, his steering's broke too. You can tell right there. His steering's broke.
That stinks. And then Randy Oakham jumps the pit road.
Caution number 11 tonight.
It's going to knock off a bunch of other trucks. Nelson Rivera on pit road. Might fix some of the damage he got from the last caution. Good to know that he's the first car past the start-finish line. Wow. That was a big hit for Paul Jr.
It was. See, Byron Daly fell back to 4th there after that restart. And Tyler Dalton was able to get around him.
Yeah, so they're just going to flip-flop in that second row. Fuller's going to start in that 3rd row on the inside, so they basically just flip-flopped. Katina's still in 7th, Donaldson in 8th, 9th Chad Coleman, and Jason Karlovich, or NASCAR is sitting in 10th.
And Karlovich has been in the Hornets nest most of tonight, too.
Yeah,
he's been.
I can't imagine. I'd be white-knuckling it this whole time. Actually, the one race I did here, I white-knuckled it. It was when the next-gen cars first came out. I was helping my buddy with a league, just putting another car on the track. And I didn't do well, number one. Number two, for the laps I was in it for, my hands hurt afterwards. My arms hurt afterwards. It was 250 laps of just pain. And I think I only did about 200 of those.
That's where you need the "Here Comes the Pain" logo.
What, the SmackDown Here Comes the Pain logo?
That or the Brock Lesnar one.
That's the same one. Same game.
True. But I mean, Lesnar's theme song technically is "Here Comes the Pain."
I thought it was the next big thing.
It is, but whenever he comes out, they'll be like, "Here comes the pain."
Oh, okay.
The commentators. At
Yeah,
least.
I can hear Michael Cole and Taz in my head. Yeah. All right, pace car is off. Macklin on that front row, and Brian's going to get the restart of a lifetime.
That he is. Sean is going to be able to fall into second, side by side for third. Byron Daly looks like he's going to be able to get that. And here comes Fuller.
Fuller looking to the outside of Tyler Dalton.
Oh, caution, and
Holyfield.
Paul. Oh, is it Holyfield? It is Holyfield this time.
Looks like he might have just overcooked it going into 3.
That was maybe a little bit of aero too, because he wasn't getting much air to that right side of that truck.
No, not at all. Oh, and he's going to want to get out of the way before the leaders come by. And there they are.
Well, this next restart, AJ, is going to be under 10 laps to go.
Yeah, we do have 2 green-white checkered attempts if we need them.
You want to put the emphasis on the need part?
Yeah, if nobody heard that, I actually did the need, like the air quotes on the side of my head with my fingers.
Well, AJ, as we sit here in the yellow, we should probably remind the viewers at home next week where we're going next week for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series.
We are going to the Irish Hills of Michigan International Speedway. That's a very fun racetrack.
Oh, yes. Big 2-mile oval. The draft is going to be in play here with these trucks, and these guys are going to put on a hell of a show next week
So
at Michigan.
Just to give you guys a little bit of lay of the land and how the points going into tonight's race were, Byron Daly had a 23-point lead over Chad Coleman in second and third. 34 points behind the lead. Nelson Rivera, 35 points behind. Jason Karlovich, 36. Wesley Donaldson. Then for fifth for Wesley Donaldson. Sixth, Tyler Dalton, minus 44. Then this is where it kind of drops off of a cliff. Scott Simley, minus 71. Tommy Ryan, minus 76. He shares that with Bobby Wetzel. Mike Kelly, who is not here tonight, minus 79. And then in 11th, Richard Beasley, minus 89. So that top 10, top 11, some drivers not having a relatively good night, but Tyler Dalton, who's in 6th, should gain some points on Nelson Rivera, Chad Coleman. It's going to tighten up the field a little bit for next week's points.
Oh, yes, it is definitely going to.
10 laps to go under our 12th caution of the evening. Should be shutting the lights off this time by when they cross the start-finish line. Wonder if the 30 of Brian Mack is going to take the outside once again.
I would think so.
Yeah, it's worked out very well for him. Yep, there it is. Showing it early.
And this restart is going to come with 8 laps to go. It is money time.
All I hear is Shane's theme.
Here comes the money.
As I'm sitting in my chair doing his little dance. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We were up to about 19 people earlier. That's split between Facebook and YouTube. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, following. all of it's appreciated. But with just 8 to go and we cross this start-finish line, pay window has opened, and Brian Macklin hits the loud pedal.
Now Sean's going to keep looking to the inside here off of turn 2.
Sean has a good run out of 2. Here comes Fuller. Fuller to the inside, trying to get by Tyler Dalton.
Yeah, great battle for the lead here, and Byron Daly's looking to try to make it 3 wide possibly, or fall somebody through.
There he goes. Sean's going to take that second place position and now follow behind the 30s. He's going to get loose out of 4.
Oh, trouble. Jeff Ryan is in it. Kevin Stone is in it.
Oh, boss man.
Oh, Joey Katina wrecked off too. Oh, EJ. Did EJ get in the back of him here? Let's take a look.
I think so. Oh, Joey's already loose, and then EJ just clips him the rest of the way. And you said Jeff Ryan? Oh, yeah, wow.
Yes. Jeff Ryan and Kevin Stone were
I wonder
spinning
which
into
one
the
happened
turn 1.
first.
Oh, I think it was just immediate. Oh, nope. That was Kevin Stone lost sideways.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got really close right there.
Yikes. At least the pace car, you can go right through. At least that's one car you can't hit. Or hit you.
Right.
I was spotting for somebody doing I think it was the modified race at I think it's South Boston.
Yes, South Boston's,
And
yeah.
they threw out a caution. And I didn't see the pace truck come up, and I thought it was somebody coming to wipe out the driver I was spotting for.
So
and
you
he even
shut
said it.
You shut your eyes at the last second. We're like,
Uh-huh.
oh no!
Yeah, it's basically what happened as Joey Gattina jumps to pit road.
Tough ending for Joey. I mean, running top 10 there. Just, tough ending for him.
I didn't think he had terminal damage. Hey, you can definitely tell the truck has a lot of damage. Just didn't think
AJ?
it was terminal.
I think this is going to be our first attempt at a green-white checkered here. I think we're going to be going to overtime.
Would assume so. And then both Macklin's still on that, going to be on that front row. That second row just changed up a little bit. Byron Daly and the 51 of Justin Fuller. But you got to give it to Brian Macklin. Plus 26 positions on a track that is at times very, very difficult to pass.
It is, yes. And he's done a really good job at it, and he's played the strategy very well, too.
Well, like you said, Mike, this is going to be our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Lights are off on the iRacing pace car.
I was going to say real quick, I'll be very interested to see here if Sean Macklin can stay side by side with Brian Macklin this entire 2 laps, because he did that before, that last run that we had.
He had it for a good lap before he started falling back. I think this is where the 18 needs the restart of the race.
And
Can't obviously launch before the 30, but...
And behind them, too, Justin Fuller is going to be ready to hit the loud pedal.
Well, even Byron Daly, too, but nobody's going to give an inch here. We're 2 to go. A great flag back in the air. Good launch by the 18 as well. Gonna try to push it to the inside.
And he's looking to the inside. Byron Daly clearing Fuller for third. Macklin got the wall. Oh, he's in the wall.
18 with the lead. 18 in the lead.
White flag. What will Brian do?
A little bit of a
Byron
gap
Daly
separating
looking
the
on.
18 and the 30 through 3 and 4. Sean Macklin is gonna win at Bristol Motor Speedway.
What a finish.
Holy, and that was the fastest lap of the race.
Wow, Sean Macklin. Incredible move there.
Burn it down, Sean Macklin. Holy cow.
What? That was great. What a move. Well, this is going to be an interesting post-race conversation between these two.
I would assume so.
What a finish, though. That was a great finish right there. We have to check that out again.
Yeah, we're backing it up here. Here it is.
So great restart for Brian there at the beginning.
Oh, just in the wall, taps it. And that was it. The 18 just set sail.
I thought he was going to get back to the back bumper of him just to see if he could loosen him up or anything like that, but Sean ran the perfect 2 laps that you'd want right there.
You ain't kidding. Wow. What a finish. I think it's time to start doing interviews. Let's see who we got. Currently nobody in the waiting room. We're going to Daly, Macklin, and Macklin. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
I will drag. There we go. Sean Macklin's here.
Hey, dude! Holy
AJ?
cow! The 2 best laps you needed to put on the board, you did. How does it feel to win race 9 of the TranService Truck Series season?
Feels good, man. First win of the premier series in Sim500. So that feels really good. Everything else I've done has been in Midnight Thunder and Tuesday night series. So it's cool to win here on Wednesday night.
Dude, I can't imagine when you cut underneath Brian and just he pops the wall and you just set sail. That contact between the two of you, I thought was gonna wipe you both out. But was there any jerk in the car when that happened, or were you just able to keep that straight and keep going?
No, it didn't really affect me. Watching the replay, I guess it's thought as much as I thought it would anyway. But that's what I was trying to do. Every one of those last couple restarts, just trying to time Brian, and I did a couple times, once on the outside and one on the inside, and I just couldn't get it to work, especially with all the cautions back to back, and then that one paid off. So.
Well, we go to Michigan next week. The Irish Hills, completely different style racetrack, 2 miles. What are we expecting from the 18 there?
To be honest with you, not too sure, but we're gonna go out there and try to make something good of it. I feel like I've been running pretty decent this season, and I'm trying to keep that going. Learning some of these tracks I've never really run fully before, so just trying to get better at it. Definitely trying to get some more wins in this series and maybe some of the other series as well.
I mean, I'd say you've been running pretty solid, but that's just a broadcaster. Got any sponsors you want to plug before we let you go celebrate?
I appreciate Joey and all the guys here, all the admins putting on the race for us tonight, and all you guys that doing the broadcast and everything else here. It's super fun and a good time.
All right, dude. Well, congratulations on the win. That was a very, very, very eventful last 2 laps, and way to come out the victor.
Absolutely. Thank you. You guys have a good night.
See ya.
AJ, I'm gonna let you take Brian as well, just to get the other side of the story here, since you interviewed Sean too. So I'll let you do P2.
All right, bring him in. Brian, AJ, and Mike in the booth. Oh, what happened on that last restart? You come away second, but you popped the wall out of 2 there.
Yep, I just overthought it. I got a good restart, got through 1 and 2, and was a little loose on the exit, so I was trying to not come down into Sean, and I just misjudged it and bounced off the wall, and the rest is history. But fun race. Glad that Sean was able to get that win. He's he's really coming into it. He had a couple of shots late last season where he could have won, came close. So very excited for him that he was able to get his first win, and first of many, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, he's been very strong for the last 2 seasons that we've broadcasted when he's here. But we go to Michigan next week, completely different racetrack. What are we going to see from the 30 there?
Well, hopefully the same thing that happened last year. I came through the field late and won the race, so that's what we're going to try to do. Haven't had the best season so far this year. Had quite a bit of bad luck, and was nice to not have any of that tonight outside of the boneheaded move I made there at the end. I just ran a quiet race. I messed up in qualifying, so I already thought that I was going to have a rough night just because of how hard it is to pass and all the wrecks that were bound to happen. I was sure I was going to end up in one of them, but managed to not get caught up in any of them, and then pit crew did a great job getting me the lead, and driver just choked it away.
Well, you still come home with a second place. I know what you mean. It ain't the win. You probably led the most laps, if not a very good chunk of them. But before we let you go, sponsors, you want to plug them?
Absolutely. I got to thank, first of all, I got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast and all the admins that give us an opportunity to race here. Without them, this doesn't happen. I got to thank the American Lung Association. They're a big part of my family ever since my grandmother passed away from lung cancer a few years ago. So big part of that. And obviously I run the Navy truck on here. Big thanks to all the men and women around the world that keep us safe and give us the ability to have fun on a nightly basis like we do. And once again, another shout out to Sean. This was a long time coming for him. He's had a lot of close calls and definitely deserved to get this win. So very happy for him. And you haven't talked to him for the last time in Victory Lane. I can promise you that.
I don't think so. He's gotten close a lot of times. So it's just the end of the race, something happens where it doesn't pan out. But I don't think so. I think we're going to talk to him quite a bit.
Yeah, end of these races, you just never know how it's going to happen. And, kind of like what happened there, I just made a mistake and it worked out for him. But more times than not, it doesn't work out that way. But he's going to win a few more, and he's going to be a factor come playoffs time. So we're going to have to put some work in if we're going to win back-to-back championships.
There you go. All right, dude. Well, we'll let you go. Congratulations on your second place, and we'll see you at Michigan International next week.
Yes, sir. Good luck. Have a good one, guys.
See you. All right, Mike. Your turn.
All right, I'll bring him in. Byron Daly, it's AJ and Mike in the booth. You got us.
Yeah, got a copy.
Well, man, you came in here, the points leader tonight at Bristol. Talk about your race. I know you were involved in one of those incidents early on in the race, and you fought back for a third place finish. Talk about your race.
Yeah, honestly, it's a little disappointing. Had the lead there for a while, and pretty commanding lead, I thought. And just lost it on the yellow flag pit stops. And yeah, I mean, when the race goes green yellow like that, like it's really hard to make up any track position, as you guys saw. And yeah, this is the best we could muster. And honestly, though, like the way the last few weeks have gone, like I've given away all kinds of good finishes. So I guess it's okay to get one for once instead of like speeding up pit road or running out of gas. So I'll take it.
Well, it's going to be a very good points night for yourself, and you probably add to your points lead because there's plenty of guys that had trouble tonight. Next week, we're going to a totally different beast from the short track to now to 2 Mile Oval at Michigan. Talk to me about how the 06 is going to do at Michigan.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for Michigan. I never seem to qualify well there, but we race well, and I think it's just a different mentality in qualifying. I think I know what to change. I just need to actually do it. But no, I like the 1.5 2-miler racetracks. Like the short tracks, definitely I could do a little better at. But yeah, no, looking forward to Michigan. I think this TranService truck's gonna be really quick, and hopefully be talking to you guys from the P1 position instead of P3.
Yeah, before we let you get out of here to finish the night and get a third place finish, anybody you'd like to thank sponsor wise?
Yeah, again, just TranService for being on the truck, sponsoring the truck series, like you all for broadcasting. Everybody involved here at Sim500. It was a fun night, and we'll do it again next week.
Well, Byron, congratulations again on your P3 finish, and maybe we will get to interview you again next week at Michigan. Have a good week, all right?
Thank you. You all too.
All right, that's your P3 finisher. Those were your podium interviews. Mike, take us home, pal.
Well, AJ, that was a wild short track race, an unexpected finish. Great finish though. Did not see that coming, but these guys put on a show like they do every single week, and it always delivers. And I'm excited to go back to the big tracks next week and get on a 2-mile oval at Michigan. We'll be full throttle drafting, high speeds. It's gonna be a good show next week.
Yeah, I can't wait for Michigan and Auto Club are two of my favorite tracks. I know they're kind of different, but very similar. Yeah, I can't wait. It's always fun to broadcast these Sim500 races. But before we go, check out all the sponsors. Thank you to TranService Trucking Logistics for sponsoring the Sim500 League. Nerds podcast tomorrow night, talking about catching fire. And then on Friday, you have the Off and Turn 1 podcast, which you can hear right on All Star 15 TV's YouTube page. So stay safe, stay cool. We'll see you in the Irish Hills next week. Peace.